Someone asked whether I'm still in contact with Snowden. Absolutely, I am in close contact with him. We speak frequently. It was really an interesting thing, when we met Snowden in Hong Kong, we knew he was a great source in the sense that he had already provided us before we got there enough sample documents to know this is one of the most significant leaks in the history of the US security state since it was constructed in the wake of World War II, but I didn't know who Snowden was. He was obviously, for various obvious reasons, protective of his own identity. I had no idea how old he was. I envisioned this kind of grizzled 65-year-old guy. He kept saying, he didn't want to hide. He wanted to identify himself. He didn't care if it meant that he had to go to prison because he believed in what he was doing. And I figured anyone who says that, who kind of gets that, resolved to go to prison because they're so upset with the security state and the abuses they've seen, is probably at the end of their career and the end of their life. I think it's easier to say, I'm ready to go to prison if you're, 70 years old than if you're 29. So when I got to Hong Kong and met him, that was the first thing that really shocked me, was how young he was. It was very confusing. Why would someone so young have access to such sensitive information? But he ended up being, the perfect source in the sense that he was just, a lot of times these whistleblowers are like, they're kind of disoriented or alienated from society. They're bizarre people. They're not very likable. They do it out of some kind of anger or psychological disillusionment. He really was, his appearance made it look like he was, an ordinary grandson of like some Iowa couple. But just he himself is incredibly smart, very thoughtful. He's a very kind of humble person, and we become very good friends. We talk all the time about lots of things. I regard him as a real American hero, and for sure, he's not just my source, but my friend.